now coming live at you, but just in case I'm not, I'm going to hold for a couple seconds here. It's telling me that it's starting. So we'll see. All right, so give me a few seconds. It looks like it's publishing. All right, here we are, guys. It's telling me that we are now live. So welcome to the latest edition of Terrible Towel Tuesday, right at 7:30. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, coming to you, live from the Steel Basement. But actually, let me turn this light down a little bit. Looks like I'm a little too bright right there. So guys, if you guys can make sure you can let me know that you can hear me. There may have been a little small delay. Like I said, man, I'm using the software. It's telling me that it's connecting to YouTube, but apparently I was already live. So you guys probably saw me do that little, that, whatever you want to call that there. But it looks like we are live now. So yes, guys, everyone is saying they can hear me. I'm on. So welcome, man. Got some good stuff to talk about tonight. I can't wait to get into that. Of course, we got the film study. Definitely want to make that happen. And of course, we always make that happen. And of course, tonight, as long as Blog Talk Radio, as long as they be nice to us, we will have the SteelTable with myself, Tony, and Kenyon. And Tony and Kenyon, if you guys are already in here, man, if you could do me a favor, go ahead and call the queue. The number right there, 619-924-0818. Let me know if you can hear me in the phone. So that way we know whether or not it's going to work. All right, so what's good, folks? How's everybody doing tonight, man? I hope everybody is live and well. Let's go ahead and do what we always do in the beginning. First and foremost, let's give a quick shout out to you early viewers. And I want to shout out you guys that were in the chat early. Hey, man, trying some things new out for you guys. Trying to be a little more professional, man. I finally figured out how to schedule the stream and have it work through the software. So it was great to pop in there early and saw some of you guys commenting. So I want to give a shout out to you early supporters. So let's get to it. Big Dro, Michael Garman, Lance and Shield, Mike Cox. That sounds funny how I said that, right? Let's say Mike Cox. Oh boy, I'm being silly. Marcus Jones, Steve Williams, Yag TV, Rajan, Crazy Dean, Peter Bell, Steve Duggins, Todd Christensen. See who else we got here. Ollie Howard. What's up, Ollie? User Hit Stick. And Victory Asher. Lanisha Hayes. How you doing, Miss Lady? Alicia Hayes in the building. Vista Light. Lydell Dorsey. My good brother, Rel Fax. Gold Drip. And Droves Hill is in the building as well. So that's all for now. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, first and foremost, guys, we're going to definitely jump into some film study. And we're going to make it happen. Yeah, man, I can't wait as well for the SteelTable. So, again, Tony and Kenyon, if you guys are able to hear me, they're texting me right now. They say we're good. All right, as long as you can hear me in the phone, then we definitely going to bring you guys on in a bit. But let me stop yapping and get to the action. First and foremost, man, let's talk about a couple things. We all know Duck Hodges will be the starter going against the Cleveland Browns. So I'm sure we're going to get into that with our discussion. So I'll table it until then. But yeah, in case you guys don't know, Mike Tomlin came out and confirmed what we all pretty much knew, that Duck Hodges would be taking the reins against the Browns. But it was, it was interesting that Tomlin said, listen, that doesn't mean that, that's going to stagnate, as expectations for Mason Rudolph and his career growth, et cetera, doesn't necessarily mean that Duck will be the starter for the remainder of the season. And, I kind of figured as much. But I'll hold that until we get into the discussion. That's kind of like, how I feel about it as well. But outside of that, so for you guys who are Duck fans, quack, quack, you got your boy back. Let's see what he can do. Speaking on the injury front, really quick, looks like James Conner, is alluding to the fact that he might not be ready. Supposedly he was quoted as saying it will be a little more time. So don't expect to see James Conner playing on Sunday. We'll probably just have to figure we're going to see the same lineup. I'd actually like to see a little more of Benny Snell and a little more of Kerrith Whyte Jr., in favor of Jalen Samuels. That's just my opinion. I think, Snell did what he had to do. He ran hard. He ran downhill, fell forward in most cases, had some good runs, had a good day, was 2 yards short of a 100-yard game. Listen, what else do you ask for, out of a young guy? It was good to see that. We got to see some Benny Snell football, right? But also, I want to see more of Kerrith Whyte Jr. Looking at some of those runs, and I'll show them to you here, man. I'll show you a couple. Listen, the dude got some pop, man, and speed. And that's what we need. We need a guy that got a little speed, can make a guy miss, and then can create with that, that space, make something happen. Listen, I like to see more of those guys, more so than I would like to see Jalen Samuels in a just a running back capacity. Of course, you're gonna put him out there. He's gonna help you in the pass game, but if we just running the ball straight ahead, power or counter, any of those type of plays, I like to see Benny Snell and the kid Kerrith Whyte Jr. Just my opinion. Also, didn't really say too much about Juju Smith-Schuster. Basically, we said we're gonna have to wait and see how this, how the week progresses. I hope to have him back. It's never good if a guy has a concussion and he's unable to participate the following week. If there's 2 weeks, there's a little more of a concern there if it's more than just 1 week. We saw what happened with Ola, right? Ola was in the concussion protocol. He was able to come back, as well as I believe Ramon Foster, when he was in his protocol, he was able to come back. So it would be, a little bit of a concern if Juju is unable to go 2 weeks later. But, we'll see. Hopefully we'll get him back. Obviously we got to, keep our eyes out on other guys. I think he said something about TJ Watt, but, it's not anything serious, I wouldn't assume. So even at times when we've heard that TJ was a little banged up, basically he still played. So I'm not too concerned about that. So that's all I really got on the injury front, man. Let me know, guys, later on in the show if I missed somebody, but there you have it as far as injuries. So, what y'all been waiting for? Let's get into the film. Let's do it. All right, up. Wrong window. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
2-minute warning.
Wrong window. Let me fix that really quick. Told you, man, technology be bugging, man. So let me fix that really quick. Give me a hot second. Fix that really quick. And then we will make it happen, Captain. Give me a second. Let me fix it. Let me fix it, guys. 1 second. Appreciate y'all being patient, man. But anytime you make changes with software, I didn't think it was going to affect it, but apparently it did. So let me just fix that really quick. Let me grab the other window. All right, and then we'll be good. There we go. Let's see how that looks. There we go. There we are. Back at it. All right, so let's take a look at some plays here. Let's see, the first thing we're going to look at, and I didn't do any timestamps, guys. I think you guys kind of appreciate it when I'm doing it on the fly because we're kind of learning things together, right? I've already watched it all, but like I said, I don't have any real timestamps or anything like that. So let's see. We're going to take a look here. Let's see. What's going to be the first play we look at? Some Mason Rudolph stuff. No, let's look at Kerrith Whyte Jr. Check him out, man. Excuse me. You guys can see it and everything good, right? It's in view. Everybody can see it. All right, let's take a look at this guy, man. Look at that. Beautiful stuff, right? Let's slow it down. So I want you guys to really see what's happening here. All right, so let's watch this whole thing here. Look at that. Guy gets penetration, makes him miss, makes the second guy miss, bounces outside, reads his block appropriately, and has not only the vision, but again, the quick burst to play off of that block. And look at how many yards he picks up after that. Look at this, man. So right about now, he's setting up his block. And look where he's at. On about the 42. And because of his speed, look at this. Look how many more yards he's going to get. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I want to see this kid get more opportunity, right? Let's look at it from this angle. Listen, and I'm not saying he's going to be the best back in the world. He was on the practice squad, I assume, for a reason. But if he could just give us that additional element. Look, boom, makes the man miss. Look at that. Look at the little shifty. Shifty, low down, gritty, and grimy. How many of y'all know where that came from? Look at this shifty. Little shift. Look, first he cuts right there. Boom. Plays off of that block. Boom. Plants the foot. And he's going to bounce it to the outside. And then boom. Another move. And he off to the races. This is what I'm talking about, bruh. I need that. I need that from our Steelers right now. I need that. Okay? Jalen Samuels can't even really give us that. And listen, I'm not saying Jalen Samuels is a bum or nothing like that. I'm just saying we currently don't have that in our backfield if we're not talking about this guy. All right, so let's take a look. There was another play with him. Might even been on this same drive here. Let me see. All right, yeah. Let's take a look at this. Another Kerrith Whyte Jr. No. This ain't the one. Hold on. I'm going to find it, guys. But y'all can take a look at that in the meantime. There was another play. Might be. No, it's not that one. Where's the one? It was a run he had before that play. I'm not finding it right now. It might even be later on in the drive, or it might be later on in the game. So let's just let this play out. Let's see what we got right here. 2nd and 10. Mason Rudolph here. Y'all remember this? Oh yeah. So setting right up to what I wanted to show you guys. So remember after the game, man, and when I came on the post-game show, I was asking where was he trying to go on that interception. I remember turning and saying to Leonard, I know you remember this. Remember when we were watching the game, I said, I think he had a man open. But now when we look at the film, here's the interception. When we look at the film, you're going to see the mistake that he made. And I'm going to break this down, man, because it's a lot to look at here. All right, so there it is. All right, so let's back it up. So right after the interception happened, this was the angle that we saw. Well, I can't show it to you here, but the TV angle, right? The TV angle made it look like Deontay Johnson had an opportunity, which he does. You know, it's going to be a tight throw, but he's in front of the defense. So then I was like, well, maybe he's going here to Tevin Jones, I believe, number 14, right? But then as you watch it play out, look at this. Before the ball is thrown, it's cocked back right here. James Washington is going to pop open. So then I was thinking, well, maybe he was going to James Washington. So let me show you this. You look at it from this angle. We'll do it in super slow-mo here. Look where he's looking, right? Now, I can't say that he's not looking at James Washington, but I don't believe so. Because just look at the quarterback motion here, guys. Watch his head. Let's do this in slow motion. I have reason to believe that he's going to Tevin Jones. He's not really looking at James Washington. He could be, but I doubt it. You know, with his head facing that way, it's possible that he sees Washington. But here's what I'm going to say. Here's the problem. Right here. Based off of what I'm going to show you later in the video, in another clip, Rudolph has a tendency of locking in to one target only. That's his biggest problem. And keep in mind, when Tevin Jones curls, Rudolph cocks back. I want you guys to remember this because I'm going to show you another issue in another clip. Same problem with his progression. Look at this again. He's looking that direction the whole time, and as soon as he curls, he's ready to cock back. Now, this is still going to be a tight NFL throw. But here's the thing. If you look to the second level, you can throw this to the back of the end zone. Now, granted, James Washington isn't really looking, but at least you can make an attempt, right? So I'm not going to fault him for, throwing it here. as far as saying that he should have saw Washington, because Washington is not even looking. But again, let's back it up. Watch what happens. Look at where Washington ends up. If you hold the ball a tad bit longer, and I know, we always get on him for holding the ball, but what I'm saying is if he reads this correctly, this is a tight throw. You might not make that. So I would rather him take a chance with at least throw it to where you think Washington is going to be. Look at all of the space and opportunity here. Now, I know some people are going to say, Sim, you're being a little too hard on him. I'm not. We've seen other quarterbacks anticipate that, where he's like, oh, I'm going to just throw this to the back of the end zone. Because, listen, this is football, folks. This guy is not going to be able to recover. He's moving laterally. James Washington is running basically full speed. If he throws the ball to where he thinks Washington is going to end up, this is going to be a touchdown. Again, let's back it up. Even before this guy has moved, if you anticipate where he is and where Washington is going to get to, take a chance with that. This was not to me, this wasn't a good decision. I understand what he's doing, but if you throw this before the break, okay. But you cannot wait until the man gets in his break, then throw it. Remember I said that. You're going to see it again. Ball is intercepted, going back the other way. All right, so let's find another one, man. And sorry that I can't find that other Kerrith Whyte Jr. play there, but I think you guys get the gist of it. I mean, you guys saw the game also. Let's see. Where's the other one here? Let's take a look at this one. This was a 3rd and 5. Down in the end zone. See what happens here. Y'all know why I'm showing you this one. Let's back this up. Rudolph, this ball got to come out faster than that, man. Slow motion. Watch Tevin Jones here. Remember, the NFL guys is all about timing. We see it all the time with great quarterbacks. Check this out. The ball got to come out right now. You see this? Watch Tevin Jones. Broke him inside. Bam! Ball needs to come out right now. Look. Look how long he waits. Remember what I told y'all? Rudolph is waiting for you to be college open, man. That's his biggest problem. His 2 biggest problems are his progression. He is slow to process what's happening. Number 2, he locks in on his pre-snap read. Look at it again from this angle and then we'll spin it around. Tevin Jones won his battle right there. Bam, hit him. Throw it to the back of the end zone. You got him. He's late. He's behind. Inaccurate throw. But here's the funny thing. Here's another problem. Look at Jesse Bates. And you guys know the story with me and Jesse Bates. I've never met him or anything, but my wife's cousin is his agent. And I found out that he was close to being a Steeler. We showed interest, but for whatever reason, and no disrespect to Edmonds, we went with Edmonds. So I'm always going to have a thing for Jesse Bates, you know, just knowing that could have happened, and I probably would have had a chance to meet the kid, you know, if he was in Pittsburgh, and my wife's cousin is his agent, but what have you. Look at this, man. Jesse Bates. It reads this entire thing. Watch Mason Rudolph. Actually, I'm going to back it up a little further so you guys can see this. Watch his head. Watch where he's looking at. Eyes his matchup. Watching Tevin Jones the whole time. Do y'all see this? Look. The whole time. And did you see? Look, Jesse almost got there. Why did he almost get there? Again, watch Jesse Bates. Watch the oats. Bates reading it the whole time, folks. This could have been bad. Look at all that green grass. Could have been picked off. One more time. Watch Bates and watch Rudolph. Can you say telegraph? Can you say perhaps look off the safety? And it's quick. It's a quick boom, boom. You back to where you want to go. The good quarterbacks do it, guys. Ben do it all the time. And I'm not comparing him to Ben. I'm just saying you got to have this. And he does it sometimes. It's just not consistent. Late on the throw, and look where the ball ends up from this angle. Behind Tevin Jones. Once again, Rudolph, you have to throw this ball right now. This is a timing route. This is the NFL. This guy is out of position. This is a tight window, but this is plenty of space. Think about it, Steelers fans. We have seen our quarterback, Big Ben Roethlisberger, make this throw numerous times. You have seen other quarterbacks in the league make this throw numerous times. This is open. And Jesse is even late to the action, even though he's watching Rudolph. Throw the ball right now. You got him. Hit him. You got all of this space to work with. But what you can't do is throw the ball that late and throw it behind him. He waits until he gets open. All right, let me find some more for you guys, man. Let me see. There's another one here. Gotta find it. It was a bad one. This one isn't bad, but, you know, he had an opportunity here. He misses James Washington. And Rudolph, you know, he just doesn't, I don't know, man. He just seems to wait a little too long. You know, some people, you know, if you look at this, you might say it might not have been the best read, but, you know, you definitely want to go with your one-on-one matchup. But again, read the situation. Right? Look at what you got here. Probably was the best decision to do that. And the reason being, and I'm not giving Rudolph credit for this, but look at the safety. He opens his hips this way. You got him. And again, I need Rudolph to start throwing that ball, you know, more to the outside, even though this looks like more of a, this ended up being somewhat of a post. So I get why he's throwing it to the middle of the field, but he missed him. You know, he missed him. He threw it too wide. Threw it too far. Well, he might have had pressure in his face. Let's take a look. Yeah, he had some pressure coming. Geno Atkins was giving it to Finney throughout the day. But again, Rudolph, you got to try to step into that throw a little bit, man. Look, he's basically throwing it flat-footed. But he got it out there. He got the ball out there, so I can't complain too much. Let's see. There were some other ones I wanted to show you guys. Let's see. I think it was on this drive right before. Yeah, we could probably watch this whole series right here. This was before he got benched. Then I'm going to show you the difference between him and Duck. This is 1st and 10. All right, let's look at it, folks. He eats a sack. And let's see what we got here. Boom. Look. Hold on, man. I got to come back to the chat for a minute. Did y'all see that? Did y'all just see that play? Do I need to rewind it? Rudolph, come on, fam. And look, I want y'all to pay attention to all of this, right? I mean, and it's not too bad, but it's bad. What is he looking at? And, you know, even if he want to try to be cute and throw it in here, I wouldn't recommend it. But it looks like that's where he's going. And it's not there. So come off of him. All you got to do is peek. Come off of him. You got your man right here. And it might not seem like much, guys, but look, that's a quick, probably 5 yards. If you put it on him, he turns it up. But look at what Rudolph is doing. Let's look at the pressure. And here's a look at this. Look who's on the route. Y'all see that? 72 is eligible. You see your boy Zach Banner is on the Pittsburgh 25-yard line. 1st and 10, and Zach Banner is out on a passing route. Man, listen, I think it would be great to get him the ball at some point in key situation, in a yard, short yardage situation, or right on the goal line, some trickery. But guys, look at this, man. Zach Banner is the 3rd tight end on this progression. But look at Rudolph. He's only looking at Vanette. He don't even see the dump down. And like I told y'all, Big Boy was giving Finney some problems. But all I'm asking him to do, man, is just identify. Look, all you got to do is look. Listen, I'm not a quarterback. I'm not out there. But all I'm saying is you have to read this progression. This is trash right here. If you're looking over here, you should see your eligibles. He's already open. It's a natural pick. You know the route combination. Come on, Rudolph. But he don't see him because he's waiting. He's waiting for him to clear. But even if you were gonna do that, there's a man right here, but maybe you take a chance and try to throw it a little high. I wouldn't have recommended him doing that. The good ones can do it. But I'm just trying to show you guys how he doesn't see some of the simple things. And he's looking in this direction. All right, so let's go to the next play, man. Let's go all the way to 3rd and 13, and let me show you what happens in this situation here. Incomplete to Deontay Johnson. Same situation. Did y'all see what I just saw? Slow it down for y'all, and I'm gonna let you see it, and then we're gonna talk about it. Look at the right side of the field. Pause it. Bruh. Ball is still in his hand. Look at this. This is Kane. Look at Vance. Ain't nobody around Vance. Almost 10 yards away from him. It's a safer throw. Also, if you want to check it down, you got to check down. But I get what he's doing. He's throwing to the sticks. But I want you guys to pay attention to this. He's bracket coverage. He's bracketed right here. This is going to be a tight throw. Now, you can make it happen if you anticipate the break. But before we get to that, look at Kane. Look at where Kane ended up, dog. Throw it at seam. You got him. Now, this probably ain't a touchdown, but if you throw a bullet, you got it. He's not going to get there in time. Nobody is faster than the football. Look, he's chasing. He chasing. You got him. He's not even going over there. You got Kane. Bam. You got Vance. Bam. But no, Rudolph goes here, which wouldn't be a problem except for this. I want you to pay attention. Look at Johnson. Watch when Rudolph throws it. Watch. Rudolph waits for him to break down, then throws the ball. The NFL don't work like that, fam. It don't. You have to anticipate the throw, my man. Because look, if you throw the ball now, you got him. Even with these guys, even with those guys there, if he throws the ball right now and throw it to where he expects Johnson to be, this might be a conversion. Look, Johnson, watch. Johnson turns around. He turns around now. Excuse me, and the ball is already there. Might be a first down. Right? Right at the sticks. What is Rudolph doing, man? But again, once again, watch him. He never looks to the right side. This right here, folks, is the epitome of what is wrong with Mason Rudolph. Never looks to the right. He is eyeing Deontay Johnson the entire time. He ain't going nowhere else but to Deontay Johnson. and not even, look, what's even worse, look at how clean his pocket is. Step into the throw, son. Now, before we move on, I will say this. I think these things are correctable, but Mason Rudolph better hurry up, because we are seeing this game after game after game. He still has time to improve, because I'm going to tell you guys something. Let's not act like Duck is the savior either. We're going to learn a lot about him. But here's what I like about Duck. Let's move on to Duck. Okay. Here comes Duck Hodges. Here comes Duck Hodges. Let's see what we like about Duck. Decisive. Now, granted, it wasn't an anticipation throw or anything either, but on that particular route, you waiting for your man to win that situation because he's against a linebacker. Duck is comfortable in the pocket. He know he has time. He allows it to open up. Bam. Smart decision. Jalen Samuels catches it. First down, Steelers. Now, even on this play, even the one to Washington, right? Even the play to Washington. Watch where the ball ends up. He threw it to the outside. Folks, did he throw it to the outside where he's expecting his receiver to win and be in a better position to make a play instead of throwing it in the middle of the field? Funny thing is, though, if you look here, it might have been a better matchup on this side. But, hindsight is 20/20. Now, let's go to the big play. This is where you really going to love Duck. I'm going to show this in regular speed first. Then we're going to do it in slow motion from here. And then we're going to look at the other angle. This is what we like about Duck Hodges. Again, let me tell you right now, Duck is gonna make some mistakes. So don't lick yourself, pat yourselves on the back, because you'll be licking your wounds soon if you put all your faith in Duck. But this is what you like about him. Watch this. This is an anticipation throw. Reads his progression and throws it to where he wants James Washington to be. Not down the middle of the field. Like, he changed the throw to make James Washington break this off. Anticipated it. Took some off of it so it wouldn't take him into the safety. Made James Washington bend this route off. But look at this. Here's the funny thing. Look. This is another reason we like Duck. Let me get to the point here. Pause. Vance wide open. Could have been safe. Vance is at the sticks. It's 2nd and 17. Vance is pretty much at the sticks. Right? Watch this. Because this guy is running away from Vance McDonald. He could easily, if he wanted to, he could turn and hit Vance McDonald just the same. And, you can make that throw over this guy. Vance wide open. But Duck, calm and collective in the pocket, he allowed the route to develop and threw the ball. Now, the difference is we say Mason Rudolph holds the ball too long. Sometimes you should hold the ball long enough to let the route develop if you trust the pocket. So let's take a look at the pocket. Beautiful pocket. Look at this. Duck is calm and collective in this pocket. Bad snap by Finney. But look. You don't see no panic in his body language. He trusts the pocket. Look how clean that pocket is. Steps up into that thing, and look where he throws the ball, folks. James Washington ain't even got there yet. That was an outstanding play right there. Because if you overthrow that, it's a pick. Gotta give Duck credit for that. Look at it once again, man. This was beautiful. Beautiful. Anticipation throw. Throw your man open. Throw to where you want him to be. You don't wait until he is in the break, or he, especially on a curl, you don't wait till the feet are firm before you throw the ball. Come on, Rudolph. Come on, buddy. All right, man. So the last play I'm going to show, I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time with all these additional plays. I feel like I waste too much time doing this anyway. But the last play I'm going to show you here, guys, I want to show you, I believe it was in the first quarter. I want to show you the touchdown and the deep pass. Yeah, right here by the Bengals. And I didn't know exactly what was happening here initially. I'll go ahead and put it in slow-mo. But as we take a look at it here in all 22, you got Minkah Fitzpatrick is playing underneath with Blitz and Hilton, so looks like a zone blitz here. But watch Joe Hayden. I don't know why Joe Hayden peeled off. I don't know why he did that. Now, some people would say, well, Joe Hayden's responsibility is this side of the field. I get it, but look, you got to trust. You got Minkah under here. You got Minkah that's going to be this. Look, Minkah's taking that away. That looks like a double team right now. And you got him lined up pretty good. Steven Nelson is on his hip. So you don't need to come back over here and help out. You don't need three guys here. Go help your deep safety. There are no other routes. This was a max protection. And think about it, guys. Some people are going to say, well, maybe he didn't know. No. When you're in zone coverage, guys, and you play in the secondary, you're reading all of that. You can tell, look at how many people are here. There's only 1, 2 routes coming your way. The odds are in your favor. Minkah is playing underneath, which again, I don't want to see situations where Minkah is playing down low and Edmonds is caught deep. I don't know what the situation was at the time. It was a 2nd and 3. Maybe they feel better with Minkah roaming up there. I don't know. But I would rather, Minkah be back there whenever situations like that. That's my personal opinion. He's a better cover guy, right? But Joe Hayden, please tell me, why did Hayden peel off? You don't have to. Look, Minkah is there. Where you going? And I get it. Hayden's idea is probably like, well, I don't want to let this guy get over the top. But Nelson got this dude strapped. If you run with him, Finley has nowhere to go. Because look, watch the quarterback. Watch this. He ain't got nowhere to go. Hargrave about to hit him right there. If Joe Hayden runs with him and doubles that, his boy has nowhere to go. So I got to put that on Joe Hayden, man. And again, I understand probably what the coverage responsibility was, but you got to read this. There's no reason for you to play this. There's no reason for that. And maybe you're going to say that maybe he didn't know where Minkah was at. But again, guys, he's looking at it. He's looking at it. Minkah, I kind of get what Joe Hayden was trying to do, but he just didn't need to do that in that situation. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I don't know. I just don't know what Joe Hayden was doing there. I kind of get what happened there. And then on the touchdown, man, I'm just going to show this one time in regular speed. Well, we can show it in slow motion. He just got the best position on Joe Hayden. Things like this happen. You got to credit Tyler Boyd for making a great play. Ran a nice route. In and out, basically running a corner route. Joe Hayden didn't bite on the inside slant. Didn't bite on the double move, and he just big boyed him. He just out rebounded him there. What you gonna do, right? Look at it from this angle. You know, he just got the position on Joe. Ain't nothing you could do. You know, a big body receiver went up and got it. It is what it is. But all right, man, I think I'm going to do it. That's going to probably do it for film study, man. You guys let me know what you guys think.
2-minute warning.
So, what were your thoughts about the whole Joe Hayden thing, man? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts, but let me get the boys on here. And we going to have edit, man. So let's do that. I'm going to bring on my good brother Tony and my brother Kenyon. And we may take a few calls, guys, but first and foremost, let's get those guys on. Kenyon and Tony, what's going on, man? Finally, we can get around the SteelTable going. Excuse me.
What's up? What's up, brother?
Nothing much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, man, I'll start with that real quick, Kenyon and Tony, before we dive into it. Because, you know, maybe I'm looking at it, you know, from a more of a sitting on the couch standpoint. But what you think about that, Kenyon? That play right there with Joe Hayden. You know, you think he could have recognized that more and continue to carry that guy up the middle of the field? Or, you know, was he right for peeling off like that?
No, you have a point. He probably could have. I think if he looked at it during film session, he probably could have not peeled off and kind of carried him down, and that play wouldn't have happened. But if you want to break down the game like that, then that's really the only, I guess you could call, semi-blown coverage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because the rest of the game, they kind of, you know what I mean? You didn't see that. And I agree with you, Minka shouldn't be that close to the box. I kind of don't like Minka down there because he's such a great, center fielder. So, Joe probably could have did that. That's probably like a semi-blown coverage. I won't say it's a blown coverage, but it's a semi-blown coverage. But also, you got to give credit to the quarterback. The quarterback put the ball.
Yeah, he did.
Made a great catch.
Yes, he did.
So the reality of the situation is he made a great catch, and, you know, it is what it is. Now, that didn't frustrate me. What frustrated me was that Cincinnati attacked Joe Hayden again, which was, the next play.
Right.
I mean, they essentially attacked him the next play. So, Joe was in the right position, but it's just, look, the reality of the situation is you're going to get beat sometimes.
Yeah.
You got beat.
Yeah.
He's a 30-plus cornerback against a bigger, younger, taller receiver who had just made one play, so his adrenaline was ready. He was ready. So, that was just a great play, by the receiver, and I have to give him credit. It was good defense, better catch. It is what it is.
Pretty much. Well, man,
yeah.
I don't even know where to begin, man. I'll throw it to you, Tony, man. What do you guys want to start with, man? Like, what should we discuss at this moment in terms of this team and quarterback situation? Whatever you got, man.
Oh, well, I guess we can start with Duck, right? I mean, that's the obvious thing. If you like, we could discuss that, and just one of the
you should
things
go with the bad.
that,
you should go with the bad before the good, Tony. So go to Mason.
Go with the
Get
bad.
that out the way, and then
Get Mason out the way.
Oh,
Okay.
Duck, and then we're great.
Okay. What's the bad? Yeah. Wow. I don't know, man. I mean, we. Wow, he's having a tough time right now. I'm gonna tell you that. He's not pulling the trigger like he has confidence at all. I mean, Coach had to go with the spark, man, and he had to bring Duck in. And it's just like those plays that you were showing were a lot of plays that we were seeing, and you don't get to see it, like you said, until you see all 22.
Yeah.
That it was a lot of plays. Sometimes over the course of time, if you notice, there have been a lot of wide receivers open over the course of these weeks that he's just not pulling the trigger on. He's not seeing the field, like you said. That's kind of that's crazy right there. It's just I don't understand it. And I'm not going to say that he doesn't have it, but it's like you can't do that. Like you said, this is the NFL. You just can't lock in on one receiver. If you lock in on one receiver, It will be a lot of interceptions that's going to be thrown, a lot of turnovers. And, we don't need that, So, like you said, it is what it is with Rudolph, and we're not, like, throwing him away. Hopefully he can go back to the drawing board and sit down maybe a week or two. Like Tomlin was saying, we just want to get a W. And whoever gives us that W, that's where we are now. I mean, we don't have Ben Roethlisberger. We don't have Ben. I mean, everybody was willing to, and you said this, Sim, everybody is willing to throw Ben away. Now we see what we got.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
Let's trade Ben. I remember that. Trade Ben away. We don't need him. We got Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, and now we see what's going on with Mason right now. I mean, like you said, he's like what you said, a third-year quarterback. Now, the question I want to ask you is this. Remember, a lot of people had that first-round grade on him. That first-round grade, I mean, do you see anything that lets you see what they were seeing? I mean, I mean, right now, I don't see it.
It's crazy, man, and I definitely want Kenyon to jump in right after I say this, man. As funny as it sounds, I think he still has potential. I know a lot of fans might not see it that way, but the way I look at it, and I'm sure this is the route Kenyon's going to go. When you look at a player and you look at what he could potentially do, we've seen some things from Mason Rudolph, and we've said, okay, not any really wow moments. But even, and I know some people are going to say, maybe it has something to do with the concussion. It could. Maybe it's in his head. Could very well be. But we saw him make a few plays even in the Ravens game. We saw what he could do in preseason. And I think his problems are correctable. But the issue is, I need to see it corrected a lot sooner. Like, I can't be saying this 12 more games of him playing like that. Nah, man. I just think if he could, I honestly believe that the things that I'm seeing wrong with him as far as his progression, locking in on one receiver, not being comfortable in the pocket, I think he could work on that. Even his arm, I don't think he has the best arm strength, but he can get the ball out. We've seen him throw it deep. He's overthrown guys, but I don't think he has the best accuracy in the world. But I don't think people are already saying the dude is, I've seen in the chat, Ryan Leaf, and I'm like, dog, at the end of the day, I still think we need to see this progress over time. I'm not ready to just throw him away right now. I am ready to go with the hot hand, and if Duck gives us the better chance, of course. But I don't know. I just think we got time to see. I don't think we need to act crazy about it as fans. I mean, obviously, he's not going to be our starting quarterback next year. So I don't see what the rush is. But Kenyon, man, what, in your opinion, what is wrong with Mason Rudolph? What is his biggest problems?
Okay, let me break Mason down. This is for people in the chat who just throw people under the bus, all this other stuff. And it's really directly addresses, I think Real brought up this point he wanted me to talk about Mason. So when Mason was at Oklahoma State, if you watch their offense, it was a spread offense. He was always in the shotgun. I don't know if people know that.
Yeah.
So he's always in the shotgun. The only throws you really saw him make on a consistent basis were deep shots to James Washington and underneath and screens. That's all they ran. That's what Oklahoma State's offense was. It was a spread. So coming to the NFL when you have to get underneath the center and go through progressions, he didn't have to do the progression tree in college.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of the learning curve. He gets to the NFL. He doesn't have an elite arm. He has a good enough arm. It's not elite, but it's good enough. He specializes in throwing the deep ball. He struggles with the middle of the field. Look at his throws. All his throws in the middle of the field are behind, or he doesn't make the throw. He's gun shy. So, and he's very analytical. Look how the way he carries himself. He's very analytical. He's a guy that will sit in the film room and study, and he wants everything to be perfect. Let me give you a secret. When you try to play perfect, you never play perfect. It doesn't work that way. So it's the difference between him and Duck is Duck doesn't. He's playing with a house of cards. Duck just plays free because he doesn't. There's nothing for him to lose. Mason has a lot of pressure on him, and it's not the concussion because he was throwing the ball behind people before the concussion. So all these things about Mason's, he's trash and he's this and that. You can say that if you want to, but I'm gonna give you a little secret. Nick Foles was trash his first 2 years in the NFL. If you want to be technical, Nick Foles was trash. He didn't have a strong arm. He threw behind receivers. He wasn't accurate. Last time I checked, Nick Foles went to the Super Bowl because they were patient.
Tannehill is balling right now too. Tannehill's balling now too.
Exactly. So these things that people bring up, I always look at the big picture. I never have a knee-jerk reaction towards players. Everything is like a 3-year thing or 4-year thing with me. If you know, that's why I have some of the thoughts I have on other players. When people say you should do this, I say no. I look at the whole picture because you can't. One good year does not make up for 4 bad years. You understand what I'm saying? It just doesn't. So, Mason to me is a guy he's truly in his head, and it's a lot of pressure, and it's really too much pressure. And part of this is you have to put a little bit on the offensive line. He holds the ball too much, but the offensive line has not played stellar this year. They played okay. They haven't played stellar. So on the throw where you got to pick, the defensive lineman was pushing the O lineman back into Mason. So, you know what I'm saying? So you've seen this stuff on film. So it's kind of like people want to have their adjustments, but he only throws 2 passes well. And if you notice the offense where it struggles, he throws deep balls. When we did move the ball, it was kind of like deep ball or bust, check down or bust. That was the offense. Part of that's Fichtner too, because Fichtner doesn't call plays. The plays he called for Mason, he did not call for Duck or the plays he would call for Ben. Actually, if Ben was in it, it'd be a whole different offense. But that's because Ben knows the offense, and Ben and Fichtner are best friends. So Mason is in a hard situation with people being out, receivers being out that breeds continuity issues. It's always next man up, but that's kind of hard on a young quarterback. I'm not going to throw Mason under the bus. I agree with Sim. He has potential. You have to wait and see. He's a backup. He's not a franchise quarterback. Duck is not a franchise quarterback. And no, we're not tanking to get a franchise quarterback because you don't know. And that's just the reality of the situation. His draft grade I think the Steelers had him rated as a second-round draft grade, not a first-round. It was a second-round draft grade. So by him being a second-round draft grade, I mean, for where you got him, that's okay. That won't bother me. You know what I mean? The more egregious act is drafting Artie Burns. That's the egregious act right there. You know what I mean? So if you want to compare, that's the one where you say, "Are you serious?" You say that. So, Mason to me, he has good qualities about him, which Sim always points out. Me, Sim, and Tony always text about this. Like, look, the kid is tough. He is a leader, but when you're in your head, you're your own worst enemy, and that's where he's at. He's his own worst enemy. So you have to take him out because, as Mike Tomlin said, Mason will kill you if you keep him in there. So it's not like a big issue, and I'm not throwing him under the bus. I mean, Sim broke him down on field, and I think that's enough. I'm not going to throw the kid under the bus. I think he has great potential. He still has potential. He'll never be a superstar quarterback, but, people threw Nick Foles under the bus. Remember, Nick Foles got cut, and then Philly picked him up. He's supposed to be the third quarterback. Remember, he's supposed to be the third quarterback.
That's true. Yeah.
Took over and won it. You know what I'm saying? So, you don't know how this stuff's going to play out. Yeah, you can throw them in the trash and see what happens to certain players, and then if they get good, I don't want to hear your mouth when somebody gets good. I don't want you chatting saying, "Well, no." Stick to your gun. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you got to have a big picture view. I understand you're frustrated because the offense is struggling, but it's not all on Mason. O-line has not played good. The James Conner is always hurt. He's always injury prone. Benny Snell was hurt. Juju Smith's been hurt. Look at the whole picture. What's really wrong with Pittsburgh? Totally. People being hurt on the offensive side of the ball. Think about it. That's part of it. And Fichtner, to me, he's not a great play caller. He's a good play caller. He's not a great play caller. And he makes you think about why would you call that? I mean, I don't want to tell you guys in the chat how many times Sim texts me during the game. What was he thinking right there?
Yeah.
Like, I'm expecting that from Sim now. I'm expecting it. That's what I'm expecting on Sundays. That's what he's going to text me. So, you know, you have to look at it, the whole big picture with him. So, I'm not going to throw him under the bus. It's easy to. I think he has potential, and let's just see where he goes and what happens. You know, now if he keeps regressing, at that point I can make the decision because I will have enough film and time to understand and have a formed opinion. At this point, I can't form an opinion. So, I mean, that's my thoughts on Mason.
Sorry about that crazy audio that you guys probably heard there, man. I'm pulling up a play. If I get time to it, I'm going to show you guys, if y'all didn't see the game with the 49ers. Talk about play design. That one play action to George Kittle. Lord have mercy. Man, the way they designed that, the way everything flowed to the left and then Kittle broke it back. I mean, this dude was so open. I'm pretty sure I could have threw him the ball and it would have been a touchdown. Right now, I could have left my house and got it to him. That's what we talk about when we talk about feetness. Like, and again, you know, he's not Shanahan. He's not McVay or whoever else. It's just, man, we just need a better design. Like I continue to say, I want to see us do more things out of the, same looking formations. Like stop being so predictable. But I don't know, man. But I guess, guys, we'll take a couple calls real quick. Make sure, guys, you keep the calls very, very short. And then we'll get back into some other stuff. But I wanted to say this, man, and I probably speak for Kenyon and Tony when I say this. What we're basically going to do on this show, or what I'm going to do on this show when it's just me, I'm just going to give you my thoughts. I'm going to stop trying to, go back and forth with people. And the reason why I say that is because we all have our own opinions. But I got to be honest. Some of the stuff I'm seeing is, I'm sorry, completely ridiculous. So I'm just going to, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just going to give you my opinion, and I'll let you guys battle it out in the comments because I'm seeing some wild stuff. And I'm like, really? And again, some of you guys are just fickle, man, because I don't forget names. I've seen some of you people say the same thing about Ben. Then you was dying for Mason Rudolph. Now you're saying that about Rudolph. Now you're saying it about Duck. And watch, the moment Duck has a bad game, I can't wait to see the comments. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. But anyway, man, let's bring in a few callers. I know 803, we promised to get him on, so I'm going to grab him first. Let's see. We'll do 803, 678, and 334. But again, guys, keep it real short for us if you can. 803, what you got for us, man?
Hey, brother, how you doing? Great
Good.
study. I don't want to reiterate what the guys have said, but right now, especially with the situation of what Garrett accused or, said about Rudolph, I think he has a lot more. He mentioned him right now. Offensive line, he's still
we couldn't hear you, 803. We heard you for a minute, man, and we heard you say how you doing, but it seems like it was cutting out on us. So I'm not sure, maybe it might be phone reception or something like that, but we'll try to get you back in if we can, man. Next up, area code 678. What you got for us?
Thank you for taking my call, Sim. I appreciate it. It's amazing how the quarterback subject for discussion, that's been going on since I've been a child. That's been a subject of discussion since Terry Bradshaw and Gillum. But with that being said, I have two questions. Sim, why don't you believe that a big defensive lineman or a big defensive or offensive lineman, excuse me, Sim, I apologize. Big defensive lineman or a big offensive lineman don't try to go for the 2-point conversion. It's only 2 yards. I believe somebody that's athletic and a bull could take it 2 yards. And then the second question I have, with the quarterback that we have, period, Jeff Hodges, do you feel as though with the teams that are in the playoffs or right now, are you afraid of those teams if we could get our running game going? with Jeff Hodges? Do anyone in the playoffs, like the Raiders or Tennessee or who makes you nervous? Because I mean, I told you before, this team reminds me of 2005, and it still does. So when I look at the teams that are in the playoff hunt, I'm not nervous, and so I want to know what your thoughts was on those two questions. Thank you for taking my call.
No doubt, man. I'll be real quick on responding to those, and then we'll take one more call, and then if Tony and Kenyon want to chime in on that after we get those calls. As far as the big offense or defensive lineman, I know we saw Vita Vea, get his thing on. I think if we do it, it's probably will be somebody like Banner. But just looking at the Steelers, nah. If you think about how our team is built, if we go for 2-point conversions, it's going to be when Ben is back, and we're going to spread it out. I just don't think that's the Steeler way as far as how we run the offense. Ben Roethlisberger is not handing the ball off to Javon Hargrave, or you know what I mean? It ain't going to happen. I just don't see it. But the other thing you mentioned about the playoffs. Playoffs? Man. Listen, let me tell you something. Steelers fans, let's go ahead and let's grasp on to reality. And I'm going to say something that's probably going to piss some people off real quick. We're not going to beat Baltimore again. It ain't going to happen this year. I don't see it. Now, I know what y'all going to say. Man, we played them tight and early. Okay, yeah, we did. Man, we could have won that game if Juju wouldn't have. Yeah. But the way they look right now, bro, we don't have enough offense. I'm sorry. And I believe that facing any of the top tier playoff teams. Now, the guys who are fighting to get in like us, we might be able to play a little bit. We'll see what we do against Cleveland. The Titans don't necessarily scare me. But let me tell you something, man. We still got the Browns, the Jets, and the Bills. All three teams who have solid defense. I still don't trust the offense. Yeah, Duck came in there and did what he did, but what did he do the rest of the game? I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you. If we get into the playoffs, we're going home in the first round. That's how I feel. Because I don't believe that we have the offense. I don't believe it. And you know what?
Wait so negative. Wait so negative.
Yeah, man. I just don't believe it.
Wait so negative, man.
I don't believe it, Kenyon, man. I would love to think that we could do it, but and real quick, man, before we grab 334, you guys, man, go ahead and comment on that, man. Answer that question for him. Is there any playoff team that frightens you? And answer my question. Do you think that we have any real chance at a run?
I guess. Go ahead, Kenyon.
I'm trying to be positive. He's negative, so I tend to go negative most of the time. But look, this is not 2005. It's not the same team. It's not close. You know what I mean? So that thought, I don't even think about that. I don't fear any teams in the AFC except the Patriots because I know what they would do to us because I've seen it repeatedly. Baltimore, on the other hand, is the way they're playing now, nobody can beat them. So that's just the reality of the situation, the way that they're playing right now. But you have to factor this in. There are still 5 games left. So playing this well now doesn't mean you're playing that well at the end of the season. And you don't know what Baltimore's circumstances may be week 17 if they're already clinched. You know what I mean? They may not play people. And, you know what I mean? I know it's a rivalry game, but they may not play people. So these are all things you have to consider in the situation. But I don't fear any team. I don't think there's a dominant team in the NFL. I think they're all pretty good. You have one outlier there, Lamar Jackson is playing. He's playing Vic-like. You know what I mean? You know, he's reminding you of Vic. So, you know, I don't have that same worry that somebody else may. But I do agree with Sam. The offense gives you pause on their expectations, and we don't know what Duck would do. And that's something I would agree with. because teams now are going to game plan for Duck. That's what he's going to see now for the rest of the season. He'll get a game plan. Yep. And when that happens, people start to find your, they start to exploit you. So I don't have the same, I would hope the offense will progress. I think with Duck in there, he'll take more shots. But if you notice how they're playing him this whole year, he takes shots, but it's kind of like they're very cautious with the shots he takes. You know what I mean? So I would agree with you on that. I think that it's just going to be interesting to see this team in the next couple of weeks. And the team that you mentioned, the Jets are playing better. Mm-hmm. Buffalo will be a tough game. Cleveland's a tough game. But Sim texted me this early in the week. He didn't think he saw 3 more wins. But to me, I'm just being positive. Buffalo's at home. You can beat Buffalo. Cleveland at home. They can beat Cleveland. That's 2 right there. The Jets, that's a wild card. That's a wild card type game. But you can rattle Sam Darnold, and if you want to have a comparison of how somebody looked bad and has changing around, Sam Darnold looked terrible 3 weeks ago. Remember, I'm seeing ghosts. He looked like he was a straight bust. Yes, last week he looked like the best quarterback in the world. You know what I mean? So you don't know. But to me, the Jets are a winnable game. To me, the only game that's a trap game that's scary to me, or I would worry, is going to Arizona. That's going to be a tough game. Yeah. Because little Kyle Murray can do a little damage. You know what I mean? But to me, I'm just being positive. You know what I'm saying? Me and Sam we're both the same sign, so we have an ability to switch off. So when he's negative, I have to be positive. When he's positive, I'm usually negative. So it just kind of works. It's just the way it works out with us. So, but that's how I feel. But how do you feel about that,
Tony? The same way. Well, I would say this. I'm going in the same line as Sim. I don't know. I mean, the defenses that we are playing, you're right. I mean, the quarterbacks are not, but if we can't, well, when you look at it too, also, when you look back at the 2005 team, we had a good defense. We got a good defense. We had a young quarterback, right? And we know that our quarterback now is not Ben. He's not Ben.
Right.
But we had what one key factor of an offense can help a young quarterback? Running game. They had Jerome Bettis.
Yep. We don't have that type of element on our team right now. We don't have a good running game. To play chess. We can get into a game where we can run the clock. We can make possessions. You know what I mean? We can, keep an offense off the field. We can keep a defense on the field a little longer, tire them out, like teams been doing to us. When our defense has been balling, we've been getting 3 and out. Some of the other games that we had, and our defense is tired. We can't compete. Just like a couple of years ago when we had offense, our defense couldn't get the 3 and outs. They couldn't get the 3 and outs, so they would be tired. The whole game. So we don't have that element. And I wish I could say that I feel good about it, but we got to start with Cleveland right now, and we got to take one game at a time. And if we can get a running game going, I think we'll be okay. But like our offensive line is not like Sim said. Our offensive line is not basically you said the offensive line haven't been playing good. I mean, Marquise Pouncey again, and I stay on that Sim. He's been pushed around. You see him? Oh my God, he gets. Did you see him in that game when he was on the ground, a center on the ground? Are you kidding me? Oh man!
And B.J. Finney was having problems with Atkins too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Geno Atkins, but man, I believe me, guys. For you guys listening, the more and more plays I watched, B.J. Finney was having a tough time, boy. Not good. Yeah. And both of them have been kind of shaky on the snap. What's up with that?
Yeah. And if you're going to call people out, okay, so you could, Tony, I know how I feel about Pouncey. I feel you. I'm me and you in the same boat in some ways. But Pouncey he's still smarter and makes great plays. His IQ is great, so he still makes great plays. If you want to rag somebody, once you rag Billy, because he's the one that's having issues. Once you rag Matt Filer, he's having issues. See, nobody's talking about that though. You know what I mean? So, because Billy been getting ate up.
Yeah.
He's been up and down.
Yeah, yeah.
Billy's been getting ate up.
Yeah.
So he has not had a good year. He's not had a okay year. So, you know, if you're gonna call it, let's call it fair. You know what I mean? I just want to call it fair.
Yeah. Well, like you look at it when you look at the dates. When you listen to Dave and Alex, he brought up a good, point. Going, you're going deep, in your, instead of stepping in the pocket, you're going back, and the pass rusher is coming around a little bit quicker. Yeah. That's a little quicker for him, So, I mean, you're right in what you're saying, too, So, I mean, they haven't had, our whole O-line haven't had a good year this year.
Yeah.
And that's one part of the offense that we didn't ever had to worry about. But I think running the ball can help that, too. And we just don't have a good run game right now.
But it's hard to run the ball when your backs are hurt. It's hard to run the ball when you got a practice squad guy in there.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, when people say, well, I just put him in there, but how many plays can you learn in 3 days?
That's true.
Keep it 100.
Yeah. It's gonna be a run because they probably ain't ready to trust them with pass pro. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, man, let's grab a few more of these calls, man. 334 after that 313. Keep it quick for us, guys. What you got for us, 334?
Yes, sir. Sam, how y'all doing tonight?
Good, man.
SteelTable tonight. I'm listening to the y'all talking still football, man. Just put a smile on my face because I believe our Savior has arrived. This is what I'm saying, because I believe our Savior has arrived. I mean, ducks talk to animals. You got a whip in the back pocket, And something special about that boy when they picked him to go out and play in the preseason game. I said, I like that boy right there. He has a quick release. We've been looking for the quarterback that can fit this 5-receiver spread offense for over 8 years. Ben cannot do it. He only done it with AB. Here's the man. He's built for this offense because he's not sitting back there holding the ball because that was Rudolph doing. Rudolph is running Ben's offense. That's why he's unsuccessful. You see? Because Pittsburgh is not interested in changing nothing about that offense because he's not creative. He's not a Tom. What is the other guy that the coordinator that left 2 years ago? Hayes. He's not a Hayes. Hayes is real creative. You know what I'm saying? If Hayes was here right now and Duck have stepped on the field, boy, you're going to see magic again. You're going to see magical football. Magical football. Now, let me get back to Rudolph. Rudolph
20 seconds.
Haven't been stable since he had his concussion. So it was wrong for Pittsburgh to bring that boy back out there after 2 weeks of his concussion. That's why he's not performing well. But y'all put all y'all trust and all y'all eggs on that boy. That dude, he's just not the man
Time's
for the
up.
job. The man for the job.
All right, man, we got to go, man. So you guys, we got to keep it quick. But 334, we do definitely appreciate it, man. You also have become a favorite of the chat. A lot of people love when you call in. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I don't know about there's something you said about for 8 years, Ben hasn't been able to run. Did I hear that wrong, guys? Did he say something about?
Yeah.
I can't agree with that statement.
I forgot. I can't agree with that. And then also the Haley comment. The Haley comment, when people say, well, if Haley was there, look, Haley got pushed out because Ben and Haley didn't get along anymore.
Right.
So when it's kind of like when you say, well, if Haley was here, the offense was spread out, but Haley also had. Look at the weapons he had. You can't compare that. The weapons that Haley had compared to, come on, man, he had the triple Bs. He had Martavis Bryant.
Yeah.
He's not. No.
And we kept screaming at him for running all of them screens. Let's not forget, guys.
Thank you.
We was asking him to leave too.
Yes.
Not all of us, but we hated Bruce
people
Arians.
wanted him out.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's grab a couple more of these, man. And the guys, keep it short, man. I don't want to have to mute you or what have you, but we got to keep it rolling. Area code 313. What you got for us?
Hey, what's happening, guys? This will be quick. I hear you guys talking about how the offensive line is not playing good this year. And there's one, I told you this back earlier this year, Mike Munchak. Mike Munchak is the one who got our offensive line and turned Villanueva into what he was anyway. He got Finney to what he was. Nobody's looking at that guy who took over him, who was supposed to be their understudy, has not brought these guys up to speed. They do not make adjustments who they playing against that well. That's why you're seeing this inconsistency in the offensive line. Because remember, when Bell went down, our running game did not miss a beat. We was able to put D'Angelo Williams out there and everything, and we were still able to run the ball. Now you getting this thing, and I knew this was going to come back and hunt us. Mike Munchak is one of the best offensive line coaches in the league. That's all I got for you, fellas. Y'all have a blessed one, and happy Thanksgiving.
Appreciate it, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Let's put that comment in our pocket.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I'll wait.
No, you can do it because all of us don't have the comments. So yeah, go ahead, brother.
I'll wait. Let me tell you something. Mike Munchak is you could argue is one of the great. He's the greatest, one of the two greatest offensive line coaches in the last 10 years, last 15 years. You can say that as long as he's been coaching. But Mike Munchak is not the reason the offensive line is not playing well. I mean, they're running the same scheme. You have to factor in a year older. You have to factor in everybody's not going to play at a high level every year. And you have to factor in that Billy is really a project. He's turned out to be great, but he was a project. Now, you can say that Mike Munchak created him, and I would agree with that, because Mike Munchak taught him the proper techniques and his footwork and all that stuff is great. But he's not the reason the offensive line in the run game is struggling. It's play calling, it's people being hurt, and it's the offensive line not executing. Because all it comes down to is executing. You can't give me that when the New England Patriots can run the ball every year. You can't give me that when the Baltimore Ravens can run the ball every year. You know what I mean? So to me, it's all about, with Connor always being hurt, that's a factor. With Benny Snell being hurt, that was a factor. With putting in practice squad players, that's a factor. You can't learn the plays. You can't learn the scheme. You're on the fly. So essentially, it hampers you. What it does, it condenses the playbook. So Figner is calling, instead of having 100 plays, he may have 25. You understand what I'm saying? So just when you say that stuff, it's not Munchak. And Munchak left. He didn't leave because he wanted to leave. He left for a better situation to be close to his family. I'm not gonna, to me that's admirable.